is risen. He is risen indeed. I love sharing and receiving that proclamation of faith every Easter Sunday with Christians around the world and Christians of all of our days and heritage, proclaiming the good news that Jesus is risen. He is risen indeed. You know, Holy Week is something not to skip over and just go to the party of Easter. But in the space of betrayal and denial, in the space of loss and grief, we come into an honesty with our human walk, and we are ready even more to celebrate the victory of life, of renewal, of grace, of love that washes over all sin and pain and death. I hope you'll find ways, as Tim Kennedy and as Emily Butler invite you now to the specific ways to connect, I hope you find ways to grow in your faith, to walk with Jesus, and to deepen your journey with God as we worship, as we give, as we serve, as we eat, as we fellowship, as we celebrate our risen Christ together.
As Amy said, we have some really beautiful services coming up that you'll want to come and be a part of for our Holy Week experience. Our theme this Lent season has been the walk, and we continue our journey in Holy Week following Jesus as he goes through Palm Sunday, where they raise the palms and shout Hosanna, and then we continue through Jesus' walk towards the cross. We will be celebrating on Palm Sunday, March 24th, with two services, our 8:15 and 10 o'clock service. We'll have brass music as well as our Palm Parade, which will remind us of that moment where Jesus walked into Jerusalem. And then we'll be moving into Holy Week. On Thursday, March 28th, we will have a time where you can come and have a Tenebrae service. The Tenebrae service is a beautiful service that helps us remember all of the different moments of Jesus' walk to the cross. His moments with his disciples, his moments as he's arrested, and then continuing as he is judged and nailed to the cross. The Tenebrae service is a very liturgical service that also, as we read the scriptures, strips the church of all of its decorations and brings the lights to almost complete darkness as we commemorate that moment. We will have beautiful music provided by our cantata choir and our Voces Sacris ensemble, as well as piano and organ. There will also be an experience before or after the service that you can experience in our chapel that will be Stations of the Cross, so that you can take some personal time to pray and meditate on those moments of Christ's journey to the cross. Then on Friday, Good Friday, we'll have time where you can come in the morning between 9 a.m. and noon, and there will be communion offered here in the sanctuary every half hour, and also time for you to just meditate and pray as we think on the sacrifice and that moment of Jesus who, even in death, shows love to those around him, to the thief and to his mother and his disciples. During that time, you can also go to the Stations of the Cross at the chapel. And then finally, we celebrate Easter on Sunday, March 31st. We'll have at both services, our 8:15 and 10 o'clock, our chancel choir and our children's choir helping to lead us in music. We'll also have our handbell choirs, and the Jeffco Brass will be here to remind us of the glory of the hallelujahs of Easter Day. We have so many different services where you can come and experience that walk of Jesus as we continue on our walk of faith and as we continue to ponder the life and death of Jesus and how it calls us as Christians to move and go through this world, to be on our journey together and to walk in the world as Christians.
We have some really special and exciting opportunities coming up for our children and family during this Lenten season. On Palm Sunday, we have, as we do every year, a really exciting day with our children and families. It's going to start with family worship at 10 a.m. where there will be a palm processional with our kids. So all kiddos are encouraged to stop by the chapel around 9:30, 9:45, whenever you get there, to get their palms, and we'll hang out in there. The processional will be during the opening hymn. From there, we'll go into our children's time so they can stay up on stage with me. And then after that, they'll join you back in the pews to sit with their families. And then after that 10 a.m. service, the Easter Bunny is I've heard, going to be hopping on over to this patio right here and leaving some eggs. So we'll have our annual Easter egg hunt out here on the patio after that service as well. Kind of new opportunity for us. It's going to be on Holy Thursday. It's our Children and Family Ministry Walk Through Holy Week. Instead of coming at 7 p.m. for the service, I hope you'll come a little bit early and join me in room 209. And we will start out there in kind of the joy and the fun and the excitement of Palm Sunday. We'll play games and we'll also share a meal together and kind of move into that Holy Thursday space of breaking bread together and having some dinner. From there, we'll move up into the chapel, and that is where there are going to be some self-guided Stations of the Cross. These Stations of the Cross were designed for kids. They're interactive to engage the 5 senses. They do require some reading, so I encourage families to kind of walk through them together and be sure to give each other a little bit of space while you're going through there. After you've moved through the stations in that space of Good Friday, I hope you might make your way on over into the sanctuary. As Tim mentioned, we're going to be having a Maundy, Thursday Tenebrae service at 7 p.m. But if it's getting a little bit late and you're done with your walk for the day, that's okay too. I hope to see you for both of these opportunities on Holy Thursday and Palm Sunday with you and your kiddos. See you there.
I hope you plan on joining Arvada United Methodist Church both in person and online for the entire menu of Holy Week experiences that we have, starting with Palm Sunday, going all the way to Easter, and of course, living in to this Easter joy through the months and Sundays following. This is a season of great Thanksgiving, a season of celebration. And even though there's this springtime of our souls that is emerging in this Lenten season, and there may be 12 inches of snow on the ground, still we make the proclamation as the people of faith, as the people who follow Christ and who have joined him on this Lenten walk, this hike, the search of our souls and our spirits to walk along Christ in his faithfulness to the cross and into the good news of Easter morning.